Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review. Alright, so today's going to be a special video, and I'm going to apologize in advance. I do not plan on opening any of these figures up. We're just going to look at them strictly as they are in the box. The reason being is because I have a lot of John Cena figures in my collection, and I wouldn't know what to do with any of these if I took them out of the box. But for me, each one kind of holds a special place in my heart because they kind of represent different eras of John Cena's career. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to take a look at this figure right here. This is John Cena Elite Collection. What series is this? Is there a series number? I don't know what series this is specifically, but this figure was produced back in 2015. It captures John Cena as the U.S. champion, and I believe during this time, he was kind of doing the weekly U.S. Championship Open. So every week he'd come out and just have an open challenge to anyone that wanted to take him on for the United States Championship. So I'm very fond of that time period. I'm not sure if this would be considered his prime, but it was one of those moments where, kind of reinforced the fact that he didn't need to carry the heavyweight championship. He was already a main event draw for so many years. And at this point, having the open challenge was such a great way to move along the storylines on Raw and also kind of elevate other wrestlers. I think it was during this time that he might have taken on, I want to say, Sammy and KO. I think he also took on Brock during this time period. I think it was during that time. It was kind of like Brock had that gimmick shirt. What was it? I can't remember the tagline. It's beat up John Cena or something. But I might be confusing that with the OC when they were feuding with Cena. But nonetheless, this is a great looking action figure from 8 years ago already. It comes with a "You Can't See Me" hat. Has his dog tags, the wristband around the bicep, and it's a nice facial expression. He's looking very jacked as always. And then he comes with the older U.S. Championship title. The box art's pretty nice. It's very reminiscent of this time period. And then the back, nice, kind of it's like half photo, half illustrated interpretation of Cena with some biographical information. And then here are some other figures that were currently out. There was the NXT Sammy, Tyson Kidd, Umaga, Rick Rude, and Erwin R. Shyster, Mike Rotunda. So for me, this is a really cool figure to have in my collection just because of the era it represents. All right, so moving along, 5 years later, we got this. This is John Cena Elite Collection Series 76. This is a great figure, except it's missing one important thing, and that's the Yankees logo on the jersey. This represents John Cena during WrestleMania 35 when he took on Elias. And one of the reasons why I'm fond of this figure is because, I think this was during COVID. So, I don't know. For me, it's just kind of a weird way to I think earmark that period in my life. And I'm a big fan of Cena, so I thought this would be a very interesting figure to add to my collection. I've had this for some time, ever since it came out, but it's nice. It's not the greatest Cena figure. The facial expression's a little bit too serious, but that kind of fits the role he was playing during WrestleMania. He kind of came out as the doctor of thugonomics, bringing back that old gimmick he had way back in the day. But it's cool, I dig it. He has the brass knuckles, the lock and chain around his neck, and it's just a nice figure. But like I said, the only thing is it's kind of weird that they don't have the Yankees logo. I understand there's probably some sort of licensing issue, but at the very least, maybe they could have put Cena on the jersey, but kind of used that Yankees font, because it just looks so bare without it. It's on a side note, the Funko Pop version of this version of Cena actually does have the Yankees logo on it. So, right. So moving along, 2 years later, we got this. We got the Elite Collection Top Picks John Cena, and this figure I think is amazing. It's a very evergreen design of modern age Cena. He's wearing his AWA inspired merch shirt, and it looks great. As opposed to having his wristbands painted on like the previous figures we looked at, he actually has the wristbands as accessories, so you can actually remove them. And again, he has the dog tags, extra hands. And for me, this feels like a very evergreen version of Cena. You know, I feel like even though this probably captures a very specific era, you could probably just, carry this across the board and say it fits in this period or that period, because it's almost kind of like a universal look for him. It's very evergreen, very iconic. And here he is again. And other figures in this wave, there was the Drew, I think Mysterio in his Batman-inspired gear, and then Randy. The big question I have on my mind is I always kind of wonder if, at this point in time, if Mattel will ever make a modern age Cena, but like Cena as he looks like now, especially like now that he's somewhat a little bit leaner, smaller, and he's kind of balding. For me, it'd be interesting if they actually made a figure of that. But we'll see in due time. This past WrestleMania, he had an amazing entrance, and his new gear looked awesome, especially his new merch shirt. That was very G.I. Joe inspired. I really dig that a lot. All right, so let's wrap this one up. If you're a John Cena fan, there's a lot of Cena figures to collect. This doesn't even scratch the surface at all. If I had to guess, I'd say he's probably had the most WWE action figures of all time. I don't think I'm wrong on that either. I can't imagine any other wrestler having more figures than Cena. I mean, The Rock's had a lot. Hogan's had a lot. Stone Cold's had some, but I think Cena takes the cake. I think he's had more figures than anyone. All right, with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.